Yeah. Yeah. But you're not welcome anymore because it's just going to be me, Tom, and Tim, and it's going to be great.
Which Tom?
Tom Cruise.
Any other Toms?
Tim Miller.
All right.
Me, Tom, and Tim.
Doing what exactly?
Touching
Each
tips.
other.
Riding Andrew's stash.
You're all just gonna triple beef stack it with Tom Cruise right in the middle.
Oh, dude, it's wicked touching tips with Tom. Because Tom is a big user of. Pat, I hope you're recording this. Tom is a big user of.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Hard Reset, a Cold North production. I'm the Law Morris. I am your host,
Foreskins.
Patrick the Law Morris.
He mummifies the tips of your penises together with.
Joining me this week, gorgeous Ben Reynolds.
Meow.
The tenacious Tim Miller.
Why, hello there.
And the effervescent Andrew Etchen.
Hello.
And Andrew, I know there's someone else in your room. I seen their reflection in the TV. Oh,
It's Tom Cruise.
it's Tom Cruise.
It's true. Tom Cruise is here.
He's mummifying
Shadow
Andrew's
friends
foreskin
with Katie
to
Holmes
his
locked in the
own
basement.
foreskin with other people's foreskin.
All right. So, Tom Cruise is not on the show.
It's called the process of foreskin mummification. It makes
What
the
about
tip of your
foreskin
dick
mummification?
as soft as a baby's tip of its dick.
Oh no.
Well,
That's what I call veal foreskin.
Jesus Christ.
Fresh from the baby.
We have taken this start to our special 100th episode of Hard Reset. A little bit far, but
This
Coming
is
up-
episode 100?
coming up on episode 100 of Hard Reset, we will be whittling down to a 5-game required reading list for anyone who is new to video games and
wants to touch tips with Tom Cruise.
wants
Oh,
to...
no.
No,
You're setting a summer school reading list.
summer
for video
school
games?
reading list, video games. If you're brand new to video games,
And you want to touch tips with Tom Cruise.
how do you get started on that?
You just gotta hit him up on the. I bet the Scientology church has a Twitter of their own. You just reach out and go, "I need Travolta and Cruise here now."
Travolta, you think would be
Touching
in?
tips. Oh, have
So
you not
Galaga?
seen Trapped in the Closet?
I mean, I have, but also, do you think it would be like a face-off situation where Travolta and Cruise are just switching tips?
Well, I mean, they'd probably be mummifying the tips with other people's foreskins.
Would Cher be there?
Obviously.
Cher's always there.
I mean, so long as they don't create.
If it has to
recreate
do with
Gotti, I think
foreskins,
we'll be
Cher is there.
All right. So,
Cher is the queen of foreskin.
okay, we're done talking about foreskins now. This has been a foreskin-heavy episode. So we're just going to be talking about, for anyone who is... We're in a hypothetical situation here where someone is brand new to video games. They want to get into the hobby. And we are coming up
their
with...
foreskin to someone else.
Ben, I swear to God, if you talk about a foreskin one more time...
I'm
And
just-
Yeah, why you got foreskin on the brain
spitballing
today?
out here, man.
we're going to come
I
up
gotta
with
shame
a list
foreskin shame me.
of 5 games that we think...
5 skin?
5 games that we think are absolutely defining to the entire medium and everyone who's trying to get into video games should play. So I don't really have any structure for this conversation. So you guys just want to throw out some ideas?
Everyone play Grand Theft Auto 3.
You think Grand Theft Auto 3? I would be open to a Grand Theft Auto game being on the list, but 3?
I would definitely say 4 as opposed to 3. Oh, you don't like
Vice City
Nico?
over any of those.
I would put I would put 3 on the list before I put 4 on the list, and I would put Vice on the list before I would put 3 on the list.
Agreed.
And I would put San Andreas on the list before I would put Vice.
I don't want them to bust their load too early with Grand Theft Auto, though, because Grand Theft Auto has been good. We're talking about someone who's never played video games before, man.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Well, I mean, if
I want
you can
them
throw
to
another
play
one in
a great
there.
game that's going to be like, oh, fuck, I want to go play the other fucking rest of those games. So I'm going to put them on Grand Theft Auto 3. Because then they're going to be like, oh, fuck, I want to play Vice City. Oh, fuck, I want to play San Andreas. Oh, fuck, I want to play Grand Theft Auto 4. Oh, fuck, I want to play Grand Theft Auto 5.
We get it.
Oh, fuck, I want to play Grand Theft Auto 6.
So Andrew, you were going to throw another one out there?
Yeah, so sort of simultaneously of what I'm playing, I re-downloaded the Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh god.
I would say that is a
crossed
game
my mind as well.
that, like, I don't think I've ever played a game that makes something feel so like epic and majestic at the same time. Like just like riding the horse around while some giant like golem thing is like stomping around, and the music score in that game is so good and it just sets the tone so perfectly. Like every time I'm on top of one and you're like drawing the sword back to stab him, like every time you get that last stab, I can't help but just in my mind go,
yeah, that's certainly one to be discussed. Ben, what did you say about it?
Makes me feel unimportant.
Elaborate, please, because I think majestic is a great way to describe that game.
Because I'm stabbing a fucking gigantic monster and it's not caring.
It does care. You stab them and they writhe all around.
You
and
stab it in the right
off.
spot and it like freaks out and shakes you off.
I don't know. I played it a decent amount and like I probably beat the first like 5 or 6 fucking monsters and I was just kind of like,
you stopped. You're crazy.
Wow. Okay, I mean,
final
it's fair.
One is like the most epic moment ever. It's like dark and it's like a lightning storm and shit.
Oh
and
god,
so intense.
it's no fucking Grand Theft Auto 3.
So I'm okay. I want to come back to the Shadow of the Colossus, but I want to get back to Grand Theft Auto. I'm still not going to put Grand Theft Auto 3 on. I think it's a good point of like we should start someone off with a more contained Grand Theft Auto. But I think if we're going to start them with an older, smaller, more contained Grand Theft Auto, I think Vice City Stories is a better one.
Nope. I think you're wrong.
Or I would just throw San Andreas, honestly.
Because then you're taking
San Andreas is like
because
probably
if they're
one of the
going to
most
start
epic stories.
if they're going to start playing San Andreas, they're not going to have fun if they try and go back to Vice City or 3.
But I want them to have fun right away, and starting them with San Andreas gives them room to grow forward.
Do you remember the first time you ever played 3? I remember the first time I ever played 3.
I do remember the first time I ever played 3, and I think that it held a lot more weight because I played video games.
I mean, in general, you could just say Grand Theft Auto. Just play any of them and just start anywhere and just like, I mean, hell, you could start
but that's
with like
the thing about it. It's like if you started with 1 or 2 or London Stories or whatever, like that's why 3 is where you need to start.
like the first of the 3D ones.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I agree with that.
Okay,
because I did play the
break
first
out of
one
the
on
prison
PlayStation,
and you
and
fucking
that game
steal
sucked.
that car from that guy. It's such a great start to a game. And
Okay.
then you launch into that whole story and it's like 50s style, like where you're like, it's almost like sort of, which like, I know you fucking love the fucking Godfather games, Pat.
Oh,
but
I
that's
do
like,
love the Godfather.
They totally ripped off the fact
they did. They did.
What Grand Theft Auto did was basically almost create an alternate Godfather story, sort of.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna make a new rule for us. Everyone gets to put one on the list, and then we all have to agree on one. And it sounds like Ben is really pulling his trump card for Grand Theft Auto 3 here.
Well, because I'm just saying.
I don't think it's a bad one to pull your trump card for.
And it fucking there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games that opens up a world for you in of just like incredible storytelling and incredible fucking gameplay.
All right.
Yeah.
I think
And I would definitely
That
Go for
all
it.
of them are going to be long stories and long gameplay.
I gotta actually agree with Ben on this one that you want to start a little bit earlier in that series, because I started with Saints Row 3. I know this is kind of irrelevant, but I went back to play Saints Row 1 and 2, and they weren't as good. They weren't as magical, so I couldn't get into them as much. And I feel like starting them lower down the list with 3 is definitely the better move, especially for a series like Grand Theft Auto.
Well, okay, Tim, I do agree with you on that, but the difference here being Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, let's say you started with San Andreas. 3 and Vice City are great games. Saints Row 1 and 2 suck.
Word.
Saints Row 1 and 2 are just
I got
straight
no
up
comeback
bad.
to that because I didn't care for them because I played 3 first, so I don't know what
Saints
you
Row
want me to
1
say.
and 2 are straight up bad games. And I played 1 and 2 before I played 3, and 3 was awesome.
Yeah,
Counter.
Counter.
Here we go. Counter. Saints Row just ripped off Grand Theft Auto, and all of the games suck.
No. Saints Row the Third is great. Even if it is a ripoff, which it is.
Definitely.
But it's like an
is.
over-the-top comical like
Yeah.
ripoff.
And
Like
that's
they knew what they were doing and they didn't take themselves seriously, which is why the game is fun.
yeah, and that's where Saints Row really found their niche, is going way over the top.
But they tried it twice before, and it didn't work.
Yeah, because they were trying to straight up like they were just trying to do what Rockstar does before Rockstar released a Grand Theft Auto game on the 360 and PS3, and it didn't work out because it sucked.
The best
And
part
I would actually even
is
argue
the
on
way
Ben's
that
behalf.
Rockstar talks shit about all of their competitors in all of their games, like having like
That's true.
their little things where they've just like talked trash about the competitors, like those like Streets of LA and Streets of NY,
Yeah,
and
true
shit
crime.
games and stuff. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I would, in arguing for like Ben's behalf here, like I would say just play Rockstar games, because there's Grand Theft Auto, there's Red Dead Redemption, like all of those games are stories that will suck you in, and character development.
that's why I
like,
said
really
that it's
well
gonna
done.
draw you into 8 games.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like
true.
I would definitely argue again for Shadow of the Colossus, because
I'm
those
with you on
I don't
that.
remember exactly who the developer is for that, but they also made The Last Guardian.
Team Eco.
And they made Eco.
Mhm.
And so I would start with Shadow of the Colossus because that's just like epic. But then the other 2 games are more of like a linear puzzle solving kind of adventure. And I don't know, all 3 of those games have always really
They're beautiful.
like I've like fallen in love with them because like one, they're like the way that the camera is set up and like everything, it's just very like epic and majestic. I'll just use that again. But also I've like never played any other game where there is 0 dialogue pretty much from like any of the
Yeah.
protagonists, and yet there's like this really wonderful like magical kind of overtone to the whole game, and like you still feel for them when like epic and like sad things happen.
And Shadow of the Colossus has a very strange way of being very, very peaceful.
It's very solitary.
It's you're destroying something beautiful, and it's really tragic as you do it. And the whole point of the game is to destroy something beautiful. Shadow of the
And they all
Colossus.
take place in the same universe.
Yeah.
It's all the same like
Yeah.
world basically.
Shadow of the Colossus, I think, is an excellent case for why video games can easily be considered art.
Yeah. Like anybody that says, "Oh, like video games are just a waste of time," like it's just you're just sitting there like on your ass, like that. Those are the types of games where you play, and the story is there without even being there. Yeah, and it's more it's more of like a work of art.
Right. All right. So are you sticking with Shadow? I it's hard for me to argue against Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, I'm sticking with that. I definitely think should be on there.
Ben,
Age of Empires.
are you arguing against Andrew's Shadow of the Colossus?
never played Age of Empires.
What?
What the fuck?
Never played it. I've never played Civ or Age of Empires or like I'm not really like an RTS
Oh man,
guy.
Age of
But I love
Empires is amazing.
I would throw in for like RTS stuff. I certainly have some ones that I would highly recommend for people that like a game that feels more like chess.
Okay, which is?
Well, one would definitely be Final Fantasy Tactics because that's like one of the originals, but the XCOM games.
Oh, the XCOM games. Those are very good games.
The second one especially, that's like one of the
XCOM
most
2
fun.
is so fun.
It drew me in so much, and I just loved like building my epic team. And then like every time I would go into any fight, I was like, we got to make sure everyone survives. Like I never let any of my team die. I like was like really serious about keeping the team alive. And I like once they all got really epic, I started like giving them code names and stuff, and it feels like you're
Yeah, the permadeath
managing
thing
a
is
real
huge
like
thing.
squad. Yeah.
But XCOM is great, but we're not going to put it on the list unless you're going to swap out Shadow of the Colossus.
No, then we'll keep it with Shadow of the Colossus.
XCOM's fucking awful.
No, dude, it's
We're
fun.
gonna play a game. If we're gonna talk about a game like that, let's say Commandos.
So, Tim, any thoughts on Age of Empires?
Never played it. So.
What? 2 of 4 of us.
Chris and
That's
I were
50%.
literally talking about like how it would be cool to set up a fucking LAN system with PCs and 4 of them in our house so that we could just have age battles.
What am I looking at, Andrew? A cat?
Yeah, I don't know what you're
See my cat just splooping out on the ground over here.
Nice.
Oh, I see. I see.
Tim, I definitely think you should buy Age of Empires 2 HD because it's excellent.
I mean, my birthday's coming up, so
Literally the best RTS game probably ever.
Yeah, Age of Empires. I mean, I can't argue with that.
StarCraft. I haven't played 2 at all, but StarCraft 1 is really fucking good.
StarCraft is good. Age of Empires is fantastic. I would say the only one that
2,
can really...
2 is definitely better than 1, and 3 is okay, but 2 is Age of Empires at its peak.
Yeah. I would also say if we're talking RTS games, Command and Conquer,
Which,
Red Alert 2.
so we're talking not the Tiberian Sun. Because I think the Tiberian Sun units were cooler than Red Alert units.
I don't know. I don't think I played Tiberian Sun. But so we're putting Age of Empires on the short list for the combined. Tim, any thoughts on what you're going to put on the list?
So like,
I've got a
you
good
said
guess
this-
for what Tim's gonna get. Can I hazard a guess? As
Ben
to
wants
what
to
Tim...
Go ahead
guess
and
what
guess.
Tim.
Go ahead and guess.
You know what?
and guess.
I'm going to guess what Tim's going to do too. Ben, what was
Go
your
ahead.
guess?
Star Fox 64.
Oh,
No,
that's a good
That
guess.
didn't even make my list.
Okay, I'm going to guess Super Metroid.
Again, didn't make my list.
Wow. Andrew,
So-
you want to guess what Tim's going to put there?
It's gonna be retro.
Yeah.
I honestly can't even like hazard a guess. Like,
That's just because you look like fucking Freddie Mercury.
goddamn right.
Andrew is looking
I'm the
very
reincarnation.
handsome.
I also have AIDS. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Jesus.
I knew it.
Intense. Camping.
And now it's an intro.
All right, Tim.
So when you first started talking about this, I was like, geez, what 5 games over the entire course of video game history could I put on this list? And one of them that like really stuck out to me initially was the original Doom, which was one of the first FPS that came out.
Doom 1.
And- Yeah, it led the way.
Recently
for-
available on Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Go pick it up. It's actually fantastic.
$3.99, I believe, only.
$4.99.
Really? That's
$4.99.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
You can get
Yeah,
Doom 1, Doom 2,
and 3,
and Doom 3 for...
I think you can get all 3 of them for $10.99.
No. You can get all 3 for 20. So it's 1 and 2 are 5 each, and 3 is 10.
Are you 100% positive on that?
No, but that's what RGT85 said.
Okay.
Fair.
I was looking this morning and I feel like it was less than that. So
That would be great if it was. And definitely make sure if you are going to pick up the Doom games, Andrew, I'm looking at you because you just pick up random games on Switch all the time.
Just bought my friend Pedro. Great.
Oh, that game is so good.
It's so fun. Oh man.
So Andrew,
I just grabbed my friend Pedro. That sounds like sexual harassment.
and Andrew's got a mean mustache. So Andrew, if
Andrew's
you're
just been sexually harassing his friend Pedro.
if you are planning on
If I had a
getting
friend
the Doom
Pedro, I'd
games,
grab. No.
definitely get Doom 3. Don't skip Doom 3.
Yeah. Doom 3 was really good, but I think the original Doom holds a lot more value in a lot of people's hearts, and that's mainly more because it led to so many things. Not great things like Duke Nukem, but it led to Halo. It led to pretty much any FPS you could think of. It was the father of all of them.
Tim, are you saying bad things about Duke Nukem?
Well, the most previous one hasn't been that great.
Forever.
Here to
There
chew
was
bubblegum and talk shit about Duke
boobies.
Nukem, and he's all out of bubblegum.
There was boobies in Duke Nukem.
Hail to the chief, baby.
Tim, I picked Roadhouse just for you.
I know,
Because of the
great.
boobies.
Because there are so many boobies in Roadhouse.
And that was literally the peak of 80s gratuitous nudity.
No, Stripes was. Oh, Duke Nukem 64.
All right.
What a game.
Don't get me wrong. I love Duke Nukem, but there are
And
way
gratuitous
better
nudity.
FPS out there.
Wait, so what are you putting on the list? Did I miss that?
Doom 1? I'm surprised, Tim, that you didn't do Halo.
I'm surprised.
Oh, I haven't gotten through all 5 of my games yet.
Oh, okay. So these are just your ideas of what you're going to put on the list.
Oh, yes. I don't have an absolute yet. We
Oh,
haven't
okay.
discussed all.
Oh, okay. Okay. Keep going with your list. Oh, I was like, oh, man. Doom 1 is a bold choice. It's a good game, but it's bold.
Yep. No. I've also got Halo 2 on it as well.
Much better choice.
Mainly
God,
because
kill me. If we're gonna fucking get into some fucking Halo jerking off, I'm just gonna go jerk my fucking head right off my fucking neck.
go right ahead. But
All right,
no,
Tim.
like it was it was one of the births of online gaming. Like, I mean, aside
That's
from
the
MMOs
thing.
and such, it led to Xbox. It was the cornerstone of Xbox Live, and it led to
Yeah, and according to some people, it invented beer pong.
what? Who said that?
Stupid beer pong game that you guys made me play that one time.
What beer pong game?
The game
You
type?
drove the warthogs into the cups.
I don't remember that.
Sounds
You guys made
fun.
me play it.
Doesn't surprise me that we made you play that.
Bless you.
Custom
Yeah,
games.
thank you.
Honestly.
Okay. Tim, so far you have Doom and Halo 2.
Yeah, a lot of shooters. That's not good. Also Pong.
Pong.
Yep.
I mean, I would
Pong.
advise against using Pong as your one.
No, it's not gonna be my one, but I think it is something that does need to be considered. Considering,
Yeah,
it was
it's the
one of the
catalyst.
first home video games ever.
Yeah.
I definitely think a big part of the list, too, maybe another like facet of that, is it's important not to play too many games of the exact same type.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
RTS, first-person shooter, adventure, strategy, and
Yeah.
then something, even
And
like
I mean,
something
Even if
really like obscure.
if you're looking at our list so far, it is very widely varied. So Ben put GTA 3, you put Shadow of the Colossus. So far Tim is between Doom, Halo 2 and Pong. What are the others for you, Tim?
Pong, the cornerstone of shooters.
I'd like to hear what you say, Patrick, before I go on with any others.
I mean, it's tough because it's like, Andrew, you make a good point that you want some pretty serious variation. So we don't have any platformers on yet.
Pez.
We also don't have any RPGs.
Fallout 3.
No. Hard.
How about
Final
Math
Fantasy
Blaster?
7.
I can agree.
So
Or
I'm
Carmen
thinking
San Diego.
Carmen.
Where in the world is
Sandiego.
Carmen San Diego? Oh my
Hell
god.
yeah.
Game. As a little
Number
kid,
0.
sometimes you just have to-
Mavis
Yes.
Beacon teaches typing.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing isn't a fucking game.
It totally was.
So maybe Donkey Kong Country 2.
Of course, you'd go
Dude,
there.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing was more fun than Donkey Kong Country 2. Don't fucking
Oh
kid
my god, can we kick him off right now? Is it possible to boot one person?
Don't kid yourself, bro.
No.
Oregon Trail was way better than fucking Donkey Kong
Oh,
Country.
God, I hate you so much.
Nothing but fucking. I'm changing. I want to remove Grand Theft Auto 3 and just go
Mavis
Math
Beacon.
Blasters.
Math Blasters. I'm surprised you didn't do Star Wars Droid Works.
No, dude, that's not educational enough.
So Ben is looking to go into the educational genre. I think that's a terrible idea.
Arthur.
I would say
Arthur the
Jedi
video
Academy,
game.
though.
Ooh.
Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast.
All
So-
right, I retract my educational game nominations and put forth my Grand Theft Auto.
Okay,
Common.
that's a good choice. Andrew, I think that Jedi Academy would be an interesting choice. But if I were making, like, we are making a list of, like, here's how you get into it. I would want to avoid any properties any licenses that are IPs that didn't originate as video games.
So Super Solver's Treasure Mountain.
So you would take out Star Wars Battlefront 2, the
Yes.
OG?
Yes.
Ski Free.
Blasphemy.
Ski Free. I remember, Ben, a few years ago, you texted me, you were like, dude, you got to try this game.
Oh, you know what I would throw in that's
What?
totally, like, random? Kind of a sports game.
Okay.
SSX Tricky.
Oh, man. So I looking.
I used to
You're
love
talking
that
to you're
fucking game.
speaking to Pat's language.
Oh,
But
man.
you're wrong.
I fucking love SSX Tricky.
That's
I
like
know
one
you're
of the
speaking
first
Pat's
games that I
language,
like
but
completely
you're wrong.
100%ed like everything and got like the Uncharted mountain level and was like, "What? This game's so fucking sweet."
I
SSX,
loved,
it wasn't good till SSX 3.
No, are
Tricky
you
was
kidding
so
me?
good. Tricky's
Tricky
like one
was
of the most
way
fun
better than
games
3.
ever.
Too easy.
Oh my god, Ben's drunk.
That has no bearing on this conversation.
But
Those were
he's not
too
wrong.
Easy.
I am actually.
SSX 3 was the only good one of those games.
Oh my god, On Tour was
Fake
awesome.
news. Tricky is definitely hands down the
Tricky
most
is
fun.
the best SSX.
It's the
game.
most like bonkers, ridiculous one where you're just like taking your board off and like everyone has these
I don't-
weird tricks.
I
and
don't
stuff.
want
Like,
that.
Yeah, for plebs.
Okay.
Yeah, I want real snowboarding.
So I am actually just gonna drop the hammer here and say Mario 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, very fair.
Yeah.
That and Ocarina of Time. I
And
think,
fucking
are, like,
007 GoldenEye. So
Oh,
quit
shit.
sucking yourself off.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm taking Mario 64 off. Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time is
007
like one of
GoldenEye.
the most
Just put it on there.
staples of
Put
like
GoldenEye.
adventure
Do it.
game
Do
ever.
it.
I'm not putting
Gold-
GoldenEye on there, but
Put it. Do it.
Ocarina of Time. I
Okay.
that's just such an
Another
obvious choice.
stipulation
Between
for
the
the
four
list
of
is
us, I
games that
guarantee
hold
you
up
we
through
spent
time.
more time
Like-
playing GoldenEye than any other game.
No. Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
5.
Okay, you're right. But GoldenEye. I mean, I know Tim's got a lot of time on fucking Star Fox, but I bet that we've got some serious time on GoldenEye.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I
Yeah,
have
but
a lot of
GoldenEye,
time.
even you on like one of the other podcasts said like GoldenEye is fucking impossible to play nowadays.
It is.
Like that's another
is.
thing. Games
But if
that
you've
can
never
still
played
be
video games
played,
before, you can play a fucking video game that is impossible to play now.
No. But we also have to take into the
context.
context.
Lion King.
We have to take into the context
agree.
of the
That is
list.
a great game.
We have to take the context of the rest of the list. And if you're playing Grand Theft Auto 3, GoldenEye will feel dated and bad.
Okay, you played GoldenEye before you played Grand Theft Auto 3. Boom. Problem solved.
No, Andrew, good call. Ocarina of Time. It is the catalyst
Mario
of
64 is going to feel dated now, too.
Someone's aggressive today.
No, Mario 64 actually holds up really well.
Banjo-Kazooie holds up better in terms of platformer.
Yeah.
Just in.
Yeah.
Jesus, Ben is aggressive. So I'm putting Ocarina of Time on there.
You can Ocarina my time.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. Tim, what are your others on the short list?
Can't stop laughing. I'm sorry.
I'm putting Mario 64 on the short list for all of us because we all agree with that.
That's like one of the best first like 3D.
GoldenEye is above that on mine.
I mean, anyone else want a second? Ben's putting GoldenEye on the short list for us all.
I would say Turok instead of GoldenEye.
GoldenEye was so much better than Turok. Shut up.
I don't like the way he's saying it, but he's right, Andrew. GoldenEye was so much better than Turok.
Turok is awesome.
Turok is great.
Great
Love
when it
hunting
came out.
dinosaurs.
Everybody fucking loved it when it came out. Like, you guys are just haters.
Oh my god. Your opinions are biased and you are nitpicking. I win. Bye-bye.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys just... You play them in the order they came out, so you don't play fucking GoldenEye before you play Grand Theft Auto 3.
Is that a rule worth putting on the list?
Like, what are you gonna say? Like, oh yeah, play Mario before you play fucking Grand Theft Auto, or after you play Grand Theft Auto 3. Have fun, douche.
Okay. Wait, regardless of how belligerent Ben is being, I do have to agree. He makes a point. These games are going to be played in the order that they were released.
And we're talking about somebody who's never
Absolutely.
played video games before.
All right. Ben
I would
makes
say
a
start
fair
with
point.
Pokemon on the Game Boy. Then.
I was thinking about putting that out
You're
there.
actually right. I throw it in there.
I would say play
got
like
four.
Pokemon Yellow or something
Nope.
before you play
Nope.
anything else, or
Pokemon Silver
or
and
something.
Gold.
Nope. Burnt Gold or Soul Silver.
Yeah,
Heart
Tim's
Gold.
right with the burnt gold or soul silver.
Heart
I mean,
Gold
yeah,
or Soul
any of
Silver.
those though. I remember playing. That was like one of the first games I think I ever even owned, and I remember as like a little kid even going into my brother's room and being like, "What do I do? Which Pokemon should I catch?" And he was just like,
man.
"I don't fucking know. Just catch them all."
At recess, trying to bug the kid
Gotta
who...
catch them all, bro. Did he say that to you? Did he say gotta catch them all, bro? Because he should have.
Probably. It's a little like whatever I was, like 8-year-old me.
Okay. Tim, what else is on your short list?
Now, I'm surprised this didn't come up for any of you, but it did for me, which surprisingly, considering I hate the game.
Is it fucking GoldenEye?
But no, it's not GoldenEye.
Good.
No, it's The Last of Us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
Honestly, like, I feel like that we're in the golden age of video games right now, so I don't have to like tell anybody to go back and play anything that came out in the last 10 years, because I'm like, you'll probably be told, or you'll realize by the fact that they remastered it in less than 5 years that you should probably go back and play it.
Yeah, so Tim, I like your idea of putting a very story focused game on, and Ben, I totally agree with you. I think we are in the golden age of video games right now. This is
The current of what we've seen for video games.
it's
at
as
this
good as
point.
it's ever been.
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean, it's golden video games is maybe going to be one of those things where it's like we're constantly in its golden age, but
I don't think so, because I don't think the 7th generation was as good as the 6th generation. Like 360 PS3 Wii days, I don't think was as good as Xbox, PS2, GameCube.
But when they were happening, didn't you feel like they were the golden era?
No, I didn't. During that generation, I felt like the golden age of video games was the 6th gen, which was Xbox, PS2, GameCube. And now I feel like this is the golden age of video games.
Okay. I guess I wouldn't agree with you on that, so I don't know. Go fuck yourself.
Well, aggressive.
Ben is just giggling to himself now.
It's true.
All right, Andrew, what would you say the golden
age? I was going to be very like casual, and then I was like, I could just be aggressive.
Andrew, what would you say is the golden age of video games?
In terms of a time period?
Yeah.
Oof.
That is what a golden age
I mean, I would definitely say the same as Ben, like probably right around now.
Yeah.
Like it just keeps kind of getting better and better. Like definitely within the last 3 or 4 years is when it really like started taking off, and then
oh man,
it's just like started getting better and better and better.
Like Can we just tell them a year of games to play? Can we just be like, go play the games that came out in 2018?
Oh man, honestly, that's a good discussion to have, because 2017 was Resident Evil. Not as good as
2018.
2017 was Resident Evil 7. 2017 was Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mario Odyssey. 2018, I agree with you. 2018 was fantastic. 2018 was God of War. Far Cry 5 was awesome. Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. Ben is masturbating his microphone right now.
Freaking out over there.
But then also 1998. All right. 1998 was when the very first autocomplete thing on Google is 1998 Honda Accord.
Was out in 98.
1998 was Ocarina of Time, Half-Life, Banjo-Kazooie, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 2.
So can we just pick 3 years for them to play video games from? I mean, go 1998. Whatever year Grand Theft Auto 3 came out from, and last year.
But 2004. 2004 was Doom 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Half-Life 2, Fable.
Yeah, but we already talked about it. Grand Theft Auto 3 is
listen
more important.
I mean, now we're just talking years. Half-Life 2, Fable, Halo 2.
Wait, Fable 1 was that the year?
2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay, fine. So we go 98, 2004, 2018. Fair enough. We figured
Metal
it out.
Gear Solid 3. Red Dead Revolver.
So we downsized from 5 to 3.
It's not a book. It's a movie.
What? I think Ben's progressively getting drunker and drunker.
Yeah.
His sentences
he totally
are like
is.
taking apart.
Okay, what about 2010?
Shit.
Throw it on there.
Are you saying 2010 was shit, or are you saying fuck, like shit?
It was shit. But tell me what games came out so I can hear how right it was.
Okay. Mass Effect 2. Limbo, Bad Company.
Battlefield Bad Company. That was the first one.
No, it was Bad Company 2.
No, that was the first one, because Battlefield 1 was the first game. Battlefield Bad Company 2 was the second game.
God of War 3. Mario Galaxy 2. Gran Turismo 5. Halo Reach. But most importantly, Red Dead Redemption.
2018 wins.
I think 2018 is better too. But I just wanted to throw the Red Dead Redemption thing in your face.
I mean, I like Red Dead Redemption, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is better than Red Dead Redemption, and
Much
there's
better.
a reason why last week there was a major rumor that they were remastering Red Dead Redemption,
It's true.
even though it's found untrue.
Oh,
But
this one is not talked about as much, but wow. 2013.
it's probably going to be shit.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Good game.
The Last of Us.
Wait, really? That wasn't? No, that's... Oh, yeah, that was...
The Last of Us. Bioshock Infinite. Tomb Raider. Super Mario 3D World. A Link Between Worlds. Andrew, for you, Metro Last Light.
Played it.
Pokemon X and Y.
Did
Pretty
play.
solid year.
It wasn't crazy.
Dead Space 3.
Ooh,
Pikmin
Dead
3.
Space. I forgot about Dead Space.
Uh,
Except
You-
three
You're
was
so
definitely meh.
nowhere near as close as any of the four that we've really seriously talked about.
That's true. So, okay, if we're just picking years, 3 years, 98, 04,
Wait.
2018.
Does 98 have Pokemon?
Oh, yeah. 1998 video games. I think
If
98
has
was
then
Pokemon Red and
98
Blue.
is easily the best year ever. Because
Pokemon
98
was
could easily
97.
have the first round of Pokemon games. And if that's the case, then 98 just is by far the best video game year ever.
Mm.
Like, we've just already established a lot of reasons why. But if it had Pokemon games too,
Pokemon Red and Blue were September of 98.
Oh,
yeah.
I did have Blue, and I
98
loved
was
that.
literally the very best game in video games ever.
Yeah, that was a good fucking year. 98. Mario Party,
man,
Damn.
it just keeps getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon, Jesus, 98 was unbelievable. And
So if you're listening
Apocalypse
to
with
this,
Bruce
you-
Willis.
And you want to know what games to play, just pull up the list of 98 and just throw a dart
Yeah,
at the wall. Like,
Just start going and just look back at 1998. There's your list. Tim, what else
Pick
is
a
on your
game,
short
any
list?
game. I don't have it up anymore. Shit, I closed it. One sec.
Tim, just say it came out in 98.
Yeah, it came out in 98. Sure, there we go.
StarCraft was 98.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah.
Was The Sims in 98 too?
I like Ben's genuine disbelief.
Wait, but seriously, was The Sims in 98 too?
Nope. 2000.
The Sims
Baldur's
sucked.
Gate.
Fact that the fact that StarCraft came out in 98 as well is just fucking insane.
Yeah, 98 was insane. Rogue Squadron.
That's okay. So fuck us for calling this the golden years of gaming because
It already happened.
Fuck
more
us.
than 10 years ago,
Spyro the Dragon.
fucking more than 20 years ago.
21 years. Jesus Christ.
Spyro the Dragon. Marvel vs. Capcom.
Can you imagine being alive? I mean, I can, but I was only 8.
Yeah. Okay. So, Tim, do you have your list pulled back up?
Yep.
right.
Another one I personally might consider over all the rest. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Wow.
Really.
I never played any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
I
them
love
is-
the Metroidvania style roguelike games. They're really fun and challenging.
The 2009 Castlevania game is free on Xbox Live next month.
Ooh.
I could just see myself trying. man.
That up.
It's I think it's like the worst reviewed one. So
Then I could maybe see myself not trying that.
Fallout 2 was 98.
Fallout 2?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When did Fallout come out?
I don't know. Grim Fandango, 98 was amazing. All right, we need to stop jerking off to 1998.
Unless we
Okay.
could jerk off.
I mean, they're legal now.
until
So.
we got to 1998.
Okay. Tim, anything else on your
you
short
know,
list?
like where we're jerking, we don't need roads.
Okay.
So we're
Oh
adding
my
Back to the Future then?
Tim, anything
Terrible
else on
game.
your short list?
No, not right now. I'll probably have more though.
Okay,
We're jerking
so
Back to the Future, Tim. That's what we're doing.
Tim, we have all made our choices. They're all fantastic.
You're all beautiful.
You
all make
gotta
great choices.
make your choice. You're down to Doom, Halo 2, Pong, The Last of Us, and Symphony of the Night. I think these are all good choices. The Last of Us
Go
being
Pong.
like way out there as far as like story based game. Halo 2 also, of course, personal bias setting in here, but Halo 2 I think is a great way to show off how video games can handle a major space epic.
Give Pat the finger and don't pick anything that he tells you that you should.
No, I think I've settled my choice, and I think I did just shoot. It was, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Absolutely amazing
It's
game.
neither of the ones that Pat suggested, so that's basically giving him the finger.
Okay.
You're welcome, Ben.
Symphony of the Night.
Yep.
All right. So now it comes down to we have 3 on our short list. Anything else anyone wants to throw out there? I mean, Andrew, will you second me on Metal Gear Solid 3?
I would definitely.
No.
1998.
I would even push it to say Snake Eater.
Well, that's
or
Metal
that
Gear
is
Solid 3.
duh. No, yes.
But
So,
1990, is it 1998?
No, it's 2004.
Oh, then fuck it.
Then fuck
What was
it.
the Metal Gear Solid game that was 1998?
Metal Gear Solid, which is amazing.
All right, Metal Gear Solid it is.
I'm willing to do that. If you guys are willing to agree on Metal Gear Solid.
If it came out in 1998, it's got my vote.
I mean, I would say that because that too, the first Metal Gear Solid just opens you up to the rest of the whole series, which just gets better and better and better with every game.
Yeah.
It's like
Except
Grand Theft
For
Auto.
the newest one, the 5th one fucking sucked. Or at least I
By
did.
the way,
3
kill Meryl.
Yeah. Kill that motherfucker.
and
Oh
Big
man.
Boss.
You know what wasn't in 1998? Age of Empires 2 was 1999.
Well, they probably pushed it. They probably meant
It probably was originally a 98 game. It's a 98 game in spirit. All right, so are we willing to say Metal Gear Solid for our choice that we all agree on?
What
Yeah.
else do we have on the
Well, I
list?
mean,
You've
if-
read it all
if-
yet.
We've already agreed on Grand Theft Auto 3.
Age of Empires 2.
Sure.
Mario 64, which it's hard to not put Mario 64 on there. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Andrew and I are
gotta
putting Metal Gear Solid 3 on there.
I gotta stick with
Don't forget
Pokemon.
Grand Theft Auto
Which
was your
Grand
choice,
Theft Auto,
though.
Ben?
3.
You put
Unpopular
3 on
opinion.
there.
Monster Rancher.
Monster
I'm-
Rancher.
I'm
Remember
not
those
surprised
games?
at that.
Rancher. Oh my god.
I loved Monster Rancher. Remember you would take the disc out and put a CD in and it would generate a monster?
I remember having one for the Game Boy that was like this weird
Harvest Moon.
like platforming one, and you climbed this tower. God, as a kid, that game was impossible. I did not understand how to do it.
What about, so Ben, you mentioned The Sims earlier. What about putting The Sims on the short list?
God knows I masturbated to it a lot as a child.
Oh my god!
Don't lie. You know you did.
I mean, we all did.
Yes, but I don't openly say it.
Yeah, I don't go on a podcast and
Yeah, you
just
put the baby
bluntly
in the pool
say,
and take the ladder out, and you're just like, yeah.
God
Yeah.
knows I
Guys,
masturbated
time
to
left
it.
now. Oh my god!
No, I wasn't masturbating to them dying. What the fuck? That's fucking weird. And it's
like watching it walk
like,
the
yeah, I
stool.
masturbated to killing them.
Oh, God.
But I couldn't masturbate to killing my hamster, because then my parents would have suspected something.
What the fuck? Okay.
out of hamsters?
So
Why do you keep shifting around in your chair at the dinner table? Like
Tim said he wants to stick with Pokemon, which I would also be okay with.
Grand Theft Auto. Wait, are we trying to come to a consensus of one?
Of one
No.
that we all want, because remember, we each get to put one on the list, and then we have to all come to a consensus on one on the 5th. And Ben, you already put Grand Theft Auto 3 on the list.
Yeah, it's got to be on there twice.
No.
I'm not playing Grand Theft Auto 3 twice.
You're actually going to play these games?
No. I mean, maybe. They're all...
been there, done that.
I've beaten the shit out of all of them except Symphony of the Night.
Might be worth a play then.
It might be. Ben, are you... You're just splitting your headphone cable apart.
No, I'm untying a knot.
Okay. Andrew, how do you feel about Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Tim is pro leaving on the list.
I don't think I ever played like those special versions, but I played Silver, like the original Silver, and
Yeah.
I loved that game. That was the last Pokemon game that I actually played.
Balls deep.
I think Gold and Silver were the best. I think second generation of Pokemon was the best.
And that was a great moment in Silver too. Was I put it down for maybe like 2 years and then picked it back up because I walked into a cave and I didn't have a Pokemon with like the light ability, so you could see. And I remember wandering too far into the cave and I lost track of where the fucking door was. And then for like 2 years, I couldn't figure out how to get out of this cave.
And you were just stuck for 2 years.
And I was just fighting Pokemon and just letting them kill my whole team because I was like, okay, if they all die, then I get a game over and it'll like take me out of here, right? But I had one that was like a level 98 and everything in the cave was like level 4 or 5, so I would just like start fights and just like they would just hit me and it would be like beep, like little tiny like chip
Just
off of his health.
almost nothing.
I was like, I can't even do anything. Like,
Oh
It's
man.
like, dear Lord, baby Jesus.
So God. Now I'm looking at just a giant list of games from '98. It's pretty awesome.
What do you think was the best game in 1998?
Metal Gear Solid.
Ocarina of Time.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
Kazoo.
Ocarina of Time or Metal
GoldenEye.
Gear Solid. GoldenEye wasn't in it. Was it? No, it was 97.
Son of a bitch.
Ocarina of Time also still holds up to today.
Then Ocarina
Go
of
back.
Time.
Ocarina of Time does
Still
hold up
plays
today.
beautifully.
When it's remastered.
Even better.
Okay, so Ben, are you in support of leaving Heart Gold and Soul Silver on the list?
As long as it doesn't mean, as long as we're not knocking Grand Theft Auto off of it.
You secured Grand Theft Auto on the list.
So shush.
It's on there. It's not leaving. Don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, as long as it's the one we can all agree on, then I'll approve anything you guys want me to.
Okay, so we have a list. It took 53 minutes. A lot of that was foreskin talk, and quite a bit of it was focused on Grand Theft Auto 3, even after it had already been put on the list. But here's the list for anyone who is brand new to video games. We think play these games in the order that they were released, which is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Grand Theft Auto 3, and Shadow of the Colossus, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
So
That's a nice well-rounded
controversial
cluster.
opinion, I guess, with this group, but we're really not going to have a Mario game on there.
I mean, it's, it's
Mario's a good game to play once you've gotten your footholding, you know.
Mario
and-
is a
Once
good
you've gotten
game to play
balls
when
deep
you've
in
never
video
done it. It's tough to not put a Mario game on the list, but I think it's like Andrew said, it's a good, well-rounded list, and I think he's right. It is a really well-rounded list.
I
And
guess
still
because
SSX
like
tricky
the
on
only
there,
one
just
that
as
I
well.
haven't ever touched even is Castlevania. So I've never touched like a single Castlevania game. So I'm just gonna go with you guys on that one and say that yeah, sure.
Yeah,
That replaces Mario.
I've never played Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I've heard it's fantastic. I trust Tim's opinion.
Oh, I trust Tim's opinion. Absolutely.
I'm ashamed of all of you right now, except for maybe Andrew. I don't know if he's played it or not.
I haven't played Symphony of the Night.
All right. Well, I'm ashamed of you then.
So
But
Tim,
I love
where
these
can we
Metroid
play it on Switch?
I don't think so. I know they have it on Steam.
Let's take
They
a
might
look.
have it on Switch. I have no fucking idea.
Symphony
Where
of
can
the
we
Night.
play this?
Oh, you know what? You can play it for $20. Buy yourself
If I
a
can play it on-
PlayStation Classic.
I'd really like to play it on Switch for some reason. Can I play it on Switch?
It would be a good game for Switch.
You can play it on PlayStation, Sega Saturn, PlayStation
not-
Portable, Xbox
also
360, PS4, PS Vita.
Not Switch. That's not Switch either.
And you can play it on the PlayStation Classic, which is now $20.
And also not Switch.
Also not Switch, you're right. But you can also play Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation Classic, so... psh.
Good shit. Good shit.
I mean, for $20, you might as well pick one up at this point.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck. I might as well just turn my Raspberry Pi into a fucking emulator.
I didn't know you had a
Do that.
Raspberry Pi.
Sounds delicious.
You don't, do you?
Yeah. I do. And that's all that most of these fucking classic
Consoles
systems
are pretty much.
classic consoles are basically Raspberry Pis.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's our list. We're sticking with it. Grand Theft Auto 3 from Ben. Shadow of the Colossus from Andrew. Symphony of the Night from Tim. Ocarina of Time from me. And our consensus being Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. We're not doing any trivia this week because it's our 100th
I'm too
episode
good at
special. And Ben is too
suck.
good at it. No, it's our 100th
wanted
episode
trivia.
special, so I was just wanting us to have a fun conversation around this. But seriously,
Tim, how many points do I have? That's your trivia
9.
question.
that's your trivia question. Tim still doesn't get a point because I think he has 10.
I'm pretty sure you said last week he had 9.
Oh, no, he's right. Good
Roll the
memory,
tape.
Tim.
Well, you don't get a point because that's not official.
Fuck you. I'll take my half point then.
But no, but really, guys, like this was a silly thing that we started a while ago, and now we've done 100 episodes, and not many podcasts make it to 100 episodes, whether they're
Especially with so few listeners. Oh yeah.
well, whether they have listeners or not, there's really not like a ton of podcasts that make it to 100 episodes, and we have an audience that fluctuates between 50 and 80 listeners each week. So
I love each and
Now I
every
wish
one
that
of you.
we could have between 50 and 80 people each week touch my wiener.
Really? We have 50 to 80 people listening per week? That's actually very impressive.
it is,
I am
especially
impressed.
considering
Hello,
we
50
don't
to 80
promote it
people.
at all.
And there's only one person a week touching my wiener.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I tattooed hard reset right on my dick.
There you go.
Oh,
So
I thought you were
it
gonna
gets,
say you did
so it
that.
gets seen by one or two new people every
You
year.
touched my wiener.
While you were sleeping.
No, but it's very strange. We have an audience in Finland and Sweden. We have some people in Texas. We have some people in Thailand.
Shouts out to Thailand.
Yeah.
Woo!
But guys, I
Love
really
your food.
I appreciate all of you in doing this. This is a lot of fun. So I like doing it, and I'm glad we were able to have a fun
Don't
time
touch
for our
my
100th
wiener
episode.
Without their permission.
What? All right.
Just simple rules to live your life by.
Okay. Well, you can see everything we do all in one spot over at coldnorthpro.com. We'll be back next week talking about something else. Hopefully Ben will be less drunk than he is right now.
Hopefully I will be just this
I think that's a
time.
perfect 100th episode thing. Listen to this episode while Ben is belligerently drunk and just ranting about Grand Theft Auto.
And for the next 100 episodes, reset.
Re-squirt.
Squirt. Oh, Nope. Reset.
Wait, what?
You gotta take a pencil and you push it in the little hole and you reset it. Reset.
Right.
Oh,
in the
Not that
hole.
foreskin.
Yeah, I was combining
That's
what
how
Ben
you
was talking
reset a
about.
man. You put a pencil down
Oh.
their dick hole. That's where their
Ah,
secret
yeah.
reset button is located.
Yep.
Others think it's in the butt, but no. It's in the
It's in the
Yeah,
penis.
shove a pencil up your dick hole.